Nicole, whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Nicole and here is my media evaluation. In terms of forms and conventions, I've been inspired by other music magazines that have helped me make decisions on how to lay out my own front cover. Here we have the Rolling Stones front cover, which seems to be quite minimalistic as they wanted to probably have a whole cover on Steve Jobs. However, it is very eye-catching and unique at the same time, as the use of the bold red colour is very striking and also traditional, unlike other magazines that are full of cover lines and the cover looks too busy and crowded. The use of the grey and white colours makes the cover seem quite straightforward and effortless, which is a good feature to have so the magazine isn't too full of cover lines and kickers, as it draws away the attention of the main cover line and the main image. Here we have Clash magazine, which is quite similar to Rolling Stone, as it doesn't have no cover lines or kickers. The colours go with the word heavenly, as they use white, which connotes an angelic theme, and the blue makes the cover seem quite calm and serene. The use of the rule of thirds gives the cover a sense of structure and looks equal as well. Here is my music magazine cover. The genre of my magazine is pop music. I believe I have used the conventions well, as I've tried to make my cover not too crowded. But I have included a strapline across the top and with different music artists. I've also created a cover line at the top of the page and a kicker for the top 10 beats. My main cover line is in bold writing at the bottom, as it is about my main singer Lara. Also, I've tried to have a continuing colour theme of blue and white with a hint of pink, so that the readers know and recognise the logo and the masthead font. I've tried to challenge conventions by making I've followed conventions of the iFlow, as I made it a backwards S shape. Also, the barcode is quite in a normal place, and that is where most music magazines place the barcode. Also, it doesn't grab away the attention from the cover lines or the images as well. Here is my contents page. Here we have again the Rolling Stones contents page. As you can see, it's split into different departments and categories, which makes it more structured and easier to read for the reader. And here we have Clash's contents page. However, it does challenge conventions, as they have laid out the contents page onto 2 pages, and they have used loads of editorial pillars, which is quite unconventional as well, and used a vast majority of images. Here is my music magazine contents page. As my genre of my magazine is pop, I believe I've used the conventions well, as I've tried to make my contents page not too crowded, but I've divided into 3 sections, which are features, departments and beats for the week. My inspiration from this was from the Rolling Stones contents page. Also, the stories relate to the pop genre, as I included stories with the main singer Lara, and which her genre of music is pop. Also, I've used stories that include stars such as Beyonce. Again, I've used a continuing colour theme of white and blue, so that there's a sense of continuity, and the magazine can be eye-catching for readers, as they recognise the similar font and colours as well. I've tried to challenge conventions by using a simpler design with not too many images and not too much text, also making the contents page not just about music, but about films and other reviews as well. Here is my double-page spread. Throughout the course, I've been inspired by other music magazines that have helped me make decisions on how to lay out my double-page spread. Here we have an example from Clash magazine, and their double-page spread seems to be, again, quite minimalistic. However, as you can see, they have overlapped 2 images, which is quite unusual and unique, as it is not normally done in other magazines. In addition, here is my my DPS. My inspiration again was from Clash magazine. I also used 2 images, so it can add more variety to the double page spread. Also, I picked to take images outside, so the photo shoot seems quite natural and different. As you can see from my double page spread, I've used a number of conventions such as a drop cap, a pull quote of the first letter. I've used a pull quote so it seems more eye-catching for the reader and they'll feel more enticed to read the article. And finally, I have embedded the artist's last name so it seems more personal for the audience to read. Also for the article, I've used quite semi-formal language as I didn't want to portray a magazine as a cheap and rude magazine, but I wanted to use words to grab readers' attention. The eye flow is quite similar to a Clash magazine as it is a backwards S shape and the eye flow is natural and easy to follow. Again, I've used a similar colour scheme of blue and white to show continuity again. My second question was, how does your media product represent particular social groups? As seen above, I print screened all of my final publications, and as the genre of my music magazine was pop, I have made my magazine target a niche market of male and female, but of a particular age, as I've established, between 16 to 25. This ensures the magazine can easily target the audience by featuring artists young people will increase the incentive to buy if they like the artist and the type of magazine it is. Also, it is aimed at people who are of middle class and in some cases of working class as well, as it is quite affordable at the price of £2.95, which is quite reasonable and is cheaper than other music magazines, such as Clash and Rolling Stone. As I have considered that young people may be in full-time education or in university, as it is aimed at people interested in it. Also, it is aimed at people who are interested in pop, music, culture, and also in film. Finally, the people who will buy my magazine, I believe they're quite creative people. They're probably interested in pop culture and current affairs and releasing of new films in the industry. My third question was, what kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? So one way to distribute Beats for Life magazine is to do it independently. But for these two magazines to do this, they had to gain a lot of popularity as a result of new media technology. As they have made their own website, they have been involved with TV and radio. So it will be hard for Beats for Life to go into a market with independent publishers, as it will be very hard to gain popularity if the magazine isn't going into a market that is very saturated. However, as Beats for Life is a music-based magazine, it will be hard to succeed as it has different qualities than these magazines here. I also looked at IPC Media. I believe it would be better for Beats for Life to find an existing media institution that doesn't really publish a lot of music magazines, so it can differentiate from other types of magazines they publish already. As seen above, IPC Media has a wide range of magazines. It has more technical music magazines that don't really focus on music culture, but they do publish magazines such as NME, which is a very successful magazine that would make it harder for my magazine to compete with, as it is a very successful and well-known magazine. Even though Beats for Life focuses on other things such as film, my magazine is mainly focused on music, so I wouldn't think it would make sense to produce a magazine alongside NME, as it was so well established as there's too much competition. However, I did decide to want to publish my magazine with National Magazine Company, as it already publishes one of the most well-established magazines in the UK, such as Elle, Bazaar and Esquire. However, most of these magazines come out weekly, and there's less competition for my magazine, as there are no other music magazines in the company, and also mine comes out monthly. Also, it fits with my target audience, as the National Magazine Company reaches to male and female people, making the magazine more enticing to read by both genders, And also, as my magazine is priced at £2.95, most of their magazines have similar pricing, making it more sense to publish with them. My next question was, who would be the audience for your media product? I wanted to create a magazine that targets both boys and girls of age 16 to 25, as I believe there are not many magazines in the market like this. Also, if the magazine can be targeted at boys and girls, it can limit them from buying other magazines, making it have less competition. As you can see, the colours both attract boys and girls, as you can see from the blue for the boys and hints of pink for the girls. As I've aimed a magazine at young adults, I've made sure to price the magazine at a reasonable and affordable price. Also, I did a primary research questionnaire with 30 people aged 16 to 25, and the majority said they would pay £2.70 to £4. So I decided to price my product at £2.95, as this was the midway point and people would be willing to pay higher, making them more satisfied with this reasonable amount. As seen here, here is the NRS social grade for my magazine, and who are people in C1 or below. Even though higher class people could buy my magazine, I wanted to reach a wider range of people so it's more accessible to all. I have labelled my potential audience as succeeders, aspirers and explorers. This is because, as my target market are both male and female and are young adults, they are fitted well with the criteria, as they're typically young people, probably seeking jobs and attracted to packaging more than the actual content. Succeeders and explorers are again young people and normally classed as energetic, and they like to try new brands and aimed at the younger demographic. They also have strong goals, work ethic, and a good work ethic. My next question was, how did you address your audience? As you can see, this is from my front cover. As you can see, the model here has direct eye contact looking above. As you can see here, they are looking directly at the cover line, therefore making readers more interested in what the cover line has to say, as she is directly looking at it. Also, I wanted to use a young model to fit with the target market and a specific age group, as it wouldn't make sense to have an old person on the front cover, as they're not my target market. I would try to address the reader with exclusive, trying to make them more excited about what the magazine has to offer. I've used quite formal / casual language to fit with the target market as well. And this is my contents page. As you can see from this image, there is direct eye contact to the audience to show engaging with the reader. Also, I've had more personal address to the audience by saying your favourite artists, making them more involved and more part of the magazine. Also, the use of the command word, now, subscribe now, is a type of direct code of address, making the reader more involved. Also, I've tried to attract the audience through the editorial pillars, as I clearly divided them into 3 sections, as it is easy to follow, and as my inspiration was from the Rolling Stones table of contents, I wanted to make the information clear for the audience to read, and it can attract my target audience. Here is my double page spread. Again, I've used an image that has direct eye contact with the audience to make them feel more involved. Also, the language is quite casual and directly said to the audience, make them feel more involved and more enticing to read the article. The language again here in the last section of the article is again quite casual and intimate towards the audience, as there is a direct mode of address to her fans. Next question was, what have you learned about technologies from the process of constructing this product? Before this course, I didn't really know much about Photoshop, I've learnt how to overlay a certain part of the text to make it seem more professional and eye-catching. As you can see here from the fore, it's below the beats and the life part. Also with these two images, before there was pimples or blemishes, and then I was able to use a spot healing brush which took away any of them to make the image more professional and more nice to look at. Also, I've used a drop cap tool. By doing this, I made another text box with the letter A in it. Made it the size more bigger so it looked more attractive, and also developed the convention because other music magazines are also doing this, for example Clash magazine. I also used grid format, which as you can see made all the text line up to each other, making it straight and everything. I did this by going into the toolbar view and then pressing grid, and it will come up like that to see if all the text was aligned and straight. I also had to use Excel because during this project we had to conduct primary research, and for example here is one of the questions I had, which was what genre of music do you like? I had to type out all the different options and the numbers and then highlight it, press what kind of chart I would like, and then it did this automatically, which came into this. Blogger. I wasn't really good at using Blogger before, like at the beginning of the year. Now I've learned how to upload my new posts, as I can do this by easily logging in and then selecting new post. I also made my blog look more attractive, and it also enables me to showcase all my work so anyone can see my work. I did this by, as you can see here, go into design, template design, and then you can pick any image you would like on the back of your blog. SlideShare was also useful, as this was an easier way to upload presentations before you embed them into Blogger. All you had to do on SlideShare was log in, press upload, and then pick whatever presentation you would like to upload onto Blogger. Once the presentation was on there, you would just paste the code into here and then easily publish post. Slideboom. I only learnt about using Slideboom later on in the course, because in SlideShare I couldn't really publish the font that I wanted on my presentations. However, Slideboom made my slides more readable and of higher quality, and when I uploaded them onto my blog, they were more legible. PowerPoint. I knew how to use PowerPoint before, but it has really helped me during this course. It made my presentations more attractive and eye-catching, and during the course I've had an ongoing theme of colour, which was white and blue, so that my work can be more established and well known as people will see its light. Looking back at my previous and first task, I think I have learned a lot about it. As you can see, the masthead for both of these publications was way too small, and it wasn't really eye-catching for the audience to look at. Also, the layout was quite basic. I didn't really align any text. I didn't really know how to do that at the time. There was too much empty space around here, as I didn't know what to put there. Also, one of the first techniques I learnt to use was drop shadows, and I think I overdone it in my front cover, as every cover line kicker and the masthead had a drop shadow. As you can see from my contents page, it was quite unusual, as I picked a black background. However, the blue and the pink does go well together. Also, I only used one image, which was quite unconventional. However, it seemed quite simple, and it didn't really go together as much as it should have. And I should have used more images in order to show more of a variety. But now I have in my final draft of my contents page. Finally, here is my final draft for both my front cover and contents page. I've used overlayering, and the masthead and the contents page masthead is much bigger than the cover lines and kickers, as it is more attracted by the audience. Also, the model photo of Saba here, the mise-en-scène for that, I tried to use a recording studio to establish that she's either recording something or listening to music, which goes with the title and the genre of my magazine. Also, as you can see from both of these publications, all the text is aligned and looks quite professional, which is a contrast to my first and previous task. I think the pictures for my contents page suit the genre, as you can see here, in a recording studio, which goes for Beats for the Week. And this model photo of the main singer Lara shows it's quite in a professional photo shoot done and everything. And also, finally, I believe I have learnt a lot during this task. And as you can see from my previous and my final drafts, I think there's a huge difference, and hopefully, yeah. Thank you.
Can you just keep on this slide, and can you just talk us through representation, so what models you've used and why you think that's suitable for your magazine and your genre, please?
For Saba, I chose her because she is a young person, and she does go with my target market as the age is 16 to 25. I didn't want to use an older model, so it wouldn't be appropriate for this type of magazine. And also for this picture here, I wanted a recording studio, because it goes with, as I said, Beats for the Week, and it goes with like one of the main stories, iTunes Top 40, and I used a professional picture of Lara. It's quite different from what I've used, because here there's direct eye contact, but here it's quite professional, and yeah.
Okay, thank you.